Gentlemen, thank you, all three of you, for being here. David, I'm going to begin with you. I am curious about this very early announcement, and I'm wondering if you think that maybe Donald Trump is trying to beat the AG or any of the other legal officials, the DOJ, you name them, in announcing that there might be an indictment coming. Do you think he wants to get on the record as a candidate so as to maybe offset the possibility that he might get indicted?
There's that possibility. I don't think that would work if that were the intention. I do think genuinely he loves discussing the issues. He misses the battle. He likes being out there talking about it. I emceed a dinner 2 nights ago that honored him, and the crowd was absolutely electric. 1,000 people, standing ovation for everything. He loves that, but he was talking about issues there. He loves talking about the issues that he's strongest on. I thought tonight, for him, in his announcement, he hit a home run. He stayed away from the, DeSantis criticism and all of that, and he talked about issues. So.
Yeah, but as electric as the audience was in that room, I'm sure they were. There's been some, fireworks and lightning bolts, around the Republican Party about him, and you have seen, the outcry since Tuesday. But I want to bounce off what you just said. You said, I don't think it would work. And I do find that intriguing. And Renato, I'm going to get you on this as the former federal prosecutor. It is true. There is no law stating that you can't run for president or even, believe it or not, hold office or even run from a jail cell, right? But there is the unwritten rule that the DOJ and most prosecutors don't do that. I mentioned it at the top of the show. It's usually 60 days, but there's no written time frame on it either. The only thing you have to be to run for president is 35 years old, a natural-born U.S. citizen, and you have to have lived here for 14 years. So do you think that it's possible Donald Trump could actually be doing the kick the can thing and that he might end up being an eternal candidate? Maybe if this one doesn't work out, maybe run for another office. Is that even a remote possibility?
Well, I think it's possible that his strategy is that he thinks that running for office will help him with the Justice Department. I think that's possible. I do agree with David, though, that I don't believe that that would make any difference to the Justice Department. In other words, there is an open criminal investigation into former President Trump. That's apparent from news reports and from things that we've seen. And I think the Justice Department baked into that decision the knowledge that he was the former president, a likely candidate, and the de facto leader of the Republican Party. So I just think the Justice Department has already factored that in and decided that they were going to investigate the matter. And I don't think that this would change their decision in any way.
So, Bill Kristol, the black SUV that we showed going to break, saying, oh, goodness, there's a high-level politician. It is the Georgia governor. And I was amazed today that it didn't get more coverage, but I think there was a lot going on in the news today. But the Georgia governor went before a grand jury in Atlanta. And this is, of course, the state investigation into the attempts to overturn the 2020 election. And it seems to be getting closer and closer. The concentric circles are tightening towards the president. And I don't know how you feel about how significant it is that Brian Kemp was testifying before a grand jury today in that case, but I would like to get your take on that.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump, this is maybe a little contrarian, I don't know if he minds getting indicted. You know what? He thinks he can stall it out until he wins or loses the presidency, and maybe longer. And in any case, I think he thinks his supporters will rally to him. I think it puts the Ron DeSantis of the world in a tough spot. What does DeSantis say the day the Biden Justice Department or a Democratic DA of Fulton County, Georgia, indicts Trump? Don't get me wrong. I'm anti-Trump. I think he should be indicted if there's evidence that he's guilty of crimes. I'm not, saying what I think should happen. But I think if you're Trump, you think, that's not a bad fight to have. Let the Democratic DA of Fulton County indict me. Let the Biden Justice Department indict me. Let them explain why this is necessary to do when 2 years after I allegedly committed these crimes. Again, I don't agree with this, but I don't know that it's politically ineffective for Trump to say that in a Republican primary.
I want to have all three of you back because this legal conversation is just so cutting edge. We've never been here before. But I am fascinated to find out if somebody wins the nomination and then maybe wins the presidency all at the same time that, a trial is ongoing, what happens? Because, yeah, you can't indict a sitting president. But if the trial is happening during... Anyway, there's a lot on the table, so I'll have to have you all back. David Schoenn, Renato Mariotti, and Bill Kristol, thank you, all three of you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.